In this video, we'll be looking at the various reactions to prepare amines. So there are four reactions which I'll be covering in this entire section. The first one is reduction of amides. Okay, so reduction of amides. What is an amide? Basically, amide is a compound where you have an amine group like NH2 attached to a carbonyl group. Okay, so if you have an amine group attached to a carbonyl group, then that particular functional group is called as an amide. So this functional group is called as amide. Okay, so it is called as an amide. Now the name of this compound therefore would be, now you'll have to count this carbon as well, so 1 2 3 4. So this is butanamide. So this is butanamide. Alright, so you have a carbonyl group which has two arms. If one of the arms is occupied by an amine group, that is what you call as an amide. Okay, AMIDE. Now amides can be converted to amines using lithium aluminium hydride. Okay, see, you have LiAlH4. It is called as lithium aluminium hydride. Okay, so in my previous videos I have made it very clear that hydrides are basically are hydrogen atoms with a negative charge, right? So I'm sorry. Okay, so you have so in the earlier videos I have made it very clear that basically hydrogen atoms with an extra negative charge is what we call as a hydride. Okay, I'll just write it again. So in lithium aluminium hydride, LiAlH4, we have H minus entities which are donated by this particular compound. Lithium aluminium hydride is a source for hydrides. Okay, so using that hydride I can reduce an amide to an amine. Okay, so this amine is 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is butanamine. So in this reaction I am not increasing the length of the chain. Okay, this is one note that you can write it somewhere as you are preparing the notes. The other way to reduce amides to amines, this is a reduction reaction. So to reduce amide to amines, another way to do it is using sodium in ethanol. So this is a radical mechanism. So it goes via the formation of radicals. Now I'm not going to discuss that mechanism since I have not discussed radicals with you yet. Okay, so let's look at the mechanism as to how amides are converted to amines using lithium aluminium hydride. Henceforth I will be calling lithium aluminium hydride as LAH. Okay, so lithium aluminium hydrides can also be called as LAH, the short form of it. Okay, lithium aluminium hydride, LAH. Alright, so let's get to the mechanism. So in the mechanism I have taken the starting product. So I've written it in pencil right now so that if there are any errors as I am doing the mechanism I can erase it rather than just scribbling. So that's why I've written using a pencil. Okay, so I have this particular scenario here, the amide and lithium aluminium hydride. This is the structure. So lithium is like a counter ion for this aluminium. Now here what happens is that the hydride is ejected from LAH. Okay, and it is picked up by the carbonyl carbon. Okay, and the pi electrons, they shift to this oxygen. Now in this whole process the pi electrons from this oxygen, they come and attack this aluminium. Okay, so hydride got ejected out, H minus, which attacked this carbonyl carbon. Now remember, carbonyl carbon is slightly positively charged, so that's why hydride attacks this carbon. The pi electrons, they shift to the oxygen. Oxygen has an extra electron pair, so it will pick up aluminium. Okay, so by the way, aluminium, this minus sign goes away because now aluminium is back to 3 valencies. Just to tell you as to why there's negative charges here, I'm sorry for that. I should have introduced this thing before. So here aluminium has got 4 valencies. Aluminium is a trivalent compound, okay, like boron. But it has an MTP orbital. So in that MTP orbital any atom can come in with its pair of electrons. So that is why you have a hydrogen with its pair of electron on the aluminium atom. So that gives an extra negative charge for aluminium. Okay, now since this hydride leaves, aluminium loses its negative charge, and because this hydride left, there's that vacant p orbital again. So in that vacant p orbital, these pi electrons come and sit. Okay, so therefore aluminium, the negative charge on aluminium is reinstated again. Okay, so that has been given by oxygen. So aluminium is very fond of oxygen because of the electron density on it. Okay, now you have a structure like this. Here what happens is this lone pair from the nitrogen gets shifted here. Okay, so with that what happens is this carbon now becomes pentavalent. So to come back to trivalency, it will not kick out hydrogen, it will not kick out the alkyl group chain here, it will kick out this oxygen and this whole team. Okay, so in the due process I have eliminated aluminium. I have eliminated aluminium AlH3O minus. Sorry. Okay, so this is with Li plus. Alright, so this is what has been eliminated out into the system. Okay, so this is not really our concern as of now. So we are not going to really look at what got kicked out and will it really, because it doesn't really affect the reaction from now on. Okay, so what happens here is the hydrogen is left behind. Okay, now there is a double bond and nitrogen has become tetravalent. Now here another molecule of aluminium hydride, or it could be the same molecule. Okay, I mean some books mention that the hydride is given out by this group which is kicked out. Some books they mention that hydride is given by a new aluminium hydride molecule. I am, to be honest, I really don't know exactly what it is, but what I'm sure of is the hydride attacks this carbon. Okay, the hydride attacks this carbon. Now when the hydride attacks that carbon here, okay, this carbon here, the pi electrons now shift to this nitrogen. Okay, the pi electrons shift to this nitrogen, and you get the amine, butanamine. Alright, so I hope the mechanism is clear as to how lithium aluminum hydride reduces amides to amines. Now let's move to the next one, reduction of nitriles. Okay, so in reduction of nitriles, there is one extra addition I'll have to make. Yes. So first I'll add lithium aluminum hydride, then I'll add water. Okay, so nitriles, so this is butanitrile or cyanobutane, but the IUPAC name is butane nitrile. Okay, 1 2 3 4, yeah, butane nitrile. Now butane nitrile gives us pentamine. Okay, now here as you can see the length of the chain has increased. So in our chain earlier we had 4 carbon atoms, here it is 5. Okay, so from where did that 5th carbon come? It came from the carbon of the cyano group. Okay, now how is this reaction really taking place? So this is where nitriles are getting reduced to amines. Okay, again lithium aluminum hydride is helpful here. So let's look at the mechanism of this whole thing. Here what happens is the pi electrons from this nitrogen, they shift here. So there's a positive charge on this carbon atom. Hydride is ejected from LAH. This is LAH, and that gets that will sit on this carbon atom here. Okay, now what will happen here is, so I hope you understood this step. Now here again another hydride is ejected out of AlH3. Remember, this is AlH3 as of now. Alright, so now another hydride is ejected out of AlH3. This hydride will again attack this carbon atom because these pi electrons again shift on this nitrogen. Now if you look here, aluminium is completely electron deficient. Okay, so this nitrogen will pick up the aluminium. and we have a structure of this sort. Okay, so both the hydrogens are now on this carbon atom. So we've taken care of the reduction part of this carbon. Okay, on this carbon 2 hydrogens are there, so that we've done. Now how to get rid of this AlH2 from nitrogen? So we add water, just like how we had for Friedel-Crafts acylation, where aluminium molecule along with the atoms attached to it was sitting on oxygen. We added water to get rid of it. So in the same way we add water here. So but in the process what happens is this lithium leaves behind the bond with which the nitrogen is having with lithium. That bond breaks, so the nitrogen gets both the electrons. This nitrogen will pick up this hydrogen here, okay, in the form of proton. Now both these electrons, they break and they approach this OH. Okay, now OH is picked up by AlH2. Okay, now I'm not going to draw that arrow, it will be way too confusing here, but I hope you've got it from, I hope you understood like from where you got this OH. Okay, so this OH is from here. Alright, now what will happen here is now here both the electrons are left behind of this bond on this nitrogen. Okay, so the nitrogen has got a negative charge. This nitrogen will pick up the protons from this hydrogen here. The OH minus is ejected out. Okay, so this hydrogen will come and sit on this nitrogen. So now it has two hydrogens, NH2. Okay, and this molecule is completely ejected from the system. Okay, and basically what it will do is, now aluminum is again trivalent, so it will pick up this OH also, and it will form a complex of this form. So OH twice H2, the negative charge. Okay, again this is not relevant, no need to really dwell over it, but this is the important part. So I hope you've understood the mechanism. So you can again rewind the video to check. I know a lot of arrows are moving around, but I've gone step by step just so that you can follow it out. Okay, so I hope you understood how reduction of nitriles takes place. Okay, so remember the reagent. Okay, now if you understand the mechanism properly, then it won't be difficult for you to remember the reagent. So whenever you see a nitrile to be converted to amine, you quickly know that okay, that is lithium aluminum hydride that I need for the reaction. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Now this is a very interesting reaction, Hofmann degradation of amides. Okay, so let me just okay, yeah. So Hofmann degradation of amides, here what happens is the length of the chain is reduced. Okay, so I'll just tell you, I'll just share something here. Now as you can see here, the length of the chain remained the same, butanamide, butanamide. Here the length of chain increased, from butane it went to pentanamide. Okay, so here because the cyano group carbon got involved in the chain. Now here one carbon is completely knocked out. Here one carbon is completely knocked out. So here in Hofmann degradation of amides, the number of carbon atoms in the molecule decreases. Okay, so here as you can see we have 1, 2, 3. This is the third carbon atom. But if you look at this amine here, you only have 2. Okay, very interesting reaction. As you can see, this is an amide. So how do you recognize an amide? A carbonyl group which is attached to an amino group straight away. That is what you call as an amide. Okay, so what kind of an amide is this? I'll just write the IUPAC name of it. 1, 2, 3. So this is propanamide. Propanamide. Okay, and you get here ethanamide. So from prop it went down to eth. Okay, so let's just see how this mechanism takes place. Now here we have the amides expanded structure. So I hope you can see the lone pairs. Very important to keep an eye on these lone pairs whenever we do mechanism. So now what happens is here let's just look at the reagent before we get into it. We have Br2 NaOH H2. Okay, so amides get reduced to amine but with a loss of one carbon atom. Okay, Br2 NaOH H2. So in that order the reagents will be used up. Now NaOH is a base, so this OH minus is obtained from NaOH. Okay, now this base will abstract this proton. Okay, it will abstract this hydrogen in the form of proton. So both the electrons are left behind with nitrogen here. So there's a negative charge on nitrogen. Okay, now this negative charge on nitrogen will pick up one of the bromines from Br2. Okay, so it will pick up one of the bromines from Br2 here. Okay, and this bond breaks heterolytically. Usually it breaks homolytically, but here it is forced to break heterolytically because you have a negative nitrogen attacking one of the bromines. Okay, so you get something called as a bromamide. Okay, bromamide. This is what we call as N-bromamide. Some people call it as N-bromamide because bromine is on the nitrogen atom. Okay, so I'll just I hope you got it. Okay, so this is N-bromamide. Now this N-bromamide is again attacked by the same base. Okay, in a which so it attacks this hydrogen in the form of proton. So both the electrons now is left with nitrogen again. Okay, now as you can see, this I'm sorry, I think I made a mistake here. This is not a lone pair. So as you can see, this pi electrons in this C double bond O and this negative charge. Now this negative charge basically means there are two electrons. Okay, so in organic chemistry it means that there are two electrons here. Now these two electrons and this pi electrons, they are in conjugation. Okay, so it will undergo resonance. So this pi this negative charge, these pair of electrons, they will be forming the double bond. So this carbon will push the pi electrons to this oxygen. Okay, so you have C single bond O. Okay, this is C single bond O. Negative charge is on oxygen, and so these are the two resonance structures that we get of the N-bromamide. Okay, so this is an imine which is formed here. C double bond N is an imine. Okay, so that is pretty much what the situation is. Now here what will happen is when this structure, of course these two structures are in resonance, but what will happen now is this pi electrons, they will shift here to this bond. It will push this alkyl group. It will push this alkyl group out. Okay, so this is a carbon CH2 CH3. Remember the skeletal diagrams that I taught you. So this is CH2 and this is CH3. Now this CH2 has a negative charge. Okay, so I hope this is clear with you as of now. Okay, now what will happen is this alkyl group will now move to this nitrogen, towards this nitrogen. Okay, now this nitrogen therefore will push out this bromine. This nitrogen will push out the bromine. Actually it pushes out the bromine first, then these movements happen. Okay, so this alkyl group will move towards the nitrogen. Okay, this is again what we call as a rearrangement that is taking place. Alright, so again just a recap, both these electrons, they move here. So this carbon will push out this alkyl group. Okay, with the electrons, they will approach this nitrogen, which by that time will push out this bromine as well. Okay, so now you have the ethyl group which is attached to nitrogen, and then you have C double bond O, C double bond O, C double bond N, C double bond O, C double bond N, and then this CH2 CH3 is here. Okay, so I hope you understood that rearrangement. Now you have this OH minus here, correct? Now this carbon will push the pi electrons to the oxygen. OH minus will attack this carbon. Correct? So now you have this structure. Now again you'll find resonance that will happen here. So these pi electrons will come here, these pi electrons, they move this side. Okay, and you have the negative charge on nitrogen. Alright, now what will happen is that this nitrogen, the negative charge on nitrogen, will pick up this hydrogen. Okay, it will pick up this hydrogen. This bond will break, the oxygen will get both the negative charges, correct? This carbon will push out this nitrogen. Alright, so I hope you are able to follow this. The negative charge on nitrogen will pick up this hydrogen. Okay, and this bond breaks. Both the electrons now shift to oxygen. This carbon will push out this entire group. Okay, so what you form is CO2. Okay, so this bond breaks, so you have C double bond O, C double bond O. This carbon will have a positive charge, negative charge, it will form a double bond. Okay, now what happens to the nitrogen group that is left? So it will have a negative charge on it. All right. Now this negative charge will pick up the proton from H2, which we've added in the mixture. Okay, and OH minus leaves the system, and now nitrogen has got both the hydrogens. So this is what we wanted, ethanamide. Okay, so I hope you understood the mechanism. All right, it's okay if you've not got it. I mean, it's not that big a deal at your level, especially for the 11th and the 12th graders, but I hope you understood how one carbon got kicked out. Okay, many people, they kind of have this confusion, why that carbon, where did it go, how did it go? So as you can see, this is that this is the step where this carbon atom detaches itself. Okay, so it is this carbon which got kicked out in this step. Okay, so that was about Hofmann degradation of amides. So at any point of time, if you've not understood anything, you can pause the video and take down the whole thing, right?